Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Minecraft. I am the Irish Kaiser. And where we left off last time is exactly where I'm picking up. We've kind of lost our way a little bit. We've been kind of separated from our base as the nether portal continues to hiss in the background. So we have to make our way back to our... Yes, okay. Make our way back to our actual base, as unfortunately we haven't synced up the portals very well. So we have now been kind of stuck over here. I've just been waiting until it's daytime. So we're just going to make our way... Ooh, where are we going? This way, I suppose. Perfect. Nothing happened, I promise. Nothing went wrong. I'll just fix this a little bit. Fix the landscape. Try to leave everything looking somewhat like you think it might have. Perfect. We got a sapling. Perfect. Alright, so we gotta head to -1000. Oh. I guess this is... Oh, this is... This is the general direction. Unfortunately for us, most of our items have suffered quite a bit of damage in the nether. So we are without a boat, unfortunately, and it's seeming like this is going to be quite a bit of overseas. This is going to be more of an overseas expedition than anything else, so I suppose we will go find ourselves a tree now that we've moved past all the trees. Oh, there's one. Perfect. I apologize for the clicking of my mechanical keyboard. I'll try to keep it to a minimum, but I don't have a pop filter. I don't really have anything beyond a microphone and a computer, so that's why I don't have any face cam footage or anything like that. Not that I'm suggesting that any of you really want to see my face, but just in case, I will replant. I'm a good citizen, I promise. Keep my strength up. Oh, I forgot. You don't have to actually do anything. Alright, so... Just a little kind of refresher course. Kind of get myself back into the swing of things. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. Just because I'm not out of practice with Minecraft, but I'm not doing as well as I would have hoped, is what I should say. So as we move ever nearer to our destination, it's a hell of a ravine, I would assume. Interesting, interesting. But we should be getting home. Yes, that should be, yes. There's the ravine. And our house should be just around the bend. Luckily, we're not too far off. But it is rather unfortunate that the portal inside our base syncs up, not to the portal inside the base, but rather to the one that, well, to a completely other location. Oh. I hate this. I really do. My boat has vanished. Oh, my axe has gone into the wrong hand. I don't know why. I don't know what button that is. I don't know. It should be here. Maybe it's... There we are. I heard that did the trick. I was unsure. Oh right. And now that we're back at base, I would like to say that the bow with the we only brought about a stack of arrows with us into the Nether, which was actually perfect. So we did quite well for ourselves. We didn't die after the first death we suffered at the hands of I believe a wither skeleton in a blaze. We managed to get most of our stuff back, thankfully, and I forgot to record my triumphant return, we'll say, where I actually defeated my enemies. So we're gonna jump down and back into our base. We're gonna take stock of what we actually accomplished. We have 2 sets of enchanted iron armor, which is quite good, which I will be leaving in here. Oh, maybe we only... Oh, I might have only made it 2 pieces. Or the other 2 may have broken. Either way, we now have an enchanted iron sword, which I will keep with us. I'm going to dump the stone pick. Flint and steel we don't need. And I suppose we can make a new chest for nether materials, which I will put here. Then we'll put our glowstone. We got our wither skeleton skulls, some soul sand, nether quartz, nether wart, a few magma creams, and I think that's and a little bit of netherrack. We didn't bring back any nether brick, as I may or may not off camera go and kind of demolish the nether fortress that we encountered. So we shall see about that. But I suppose we can harvest our crops, right? That would be good. We don't have seeds? Oh, we do have seeds, okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Plant that. Alrighty. There's our crops done. We have potatoes now, so I believe we should plant those. I think that would be to our advantage. Where's my iron hoe? Beautiful. I have a practice world, which I'm pretty much subsisting off baked potatoes at the point I'm at in the game. It's one of the more efficient kinds of food sources, in my opinion. I do prefer it as opposed to some others. We got bones. I think that's from killing. We ran into a number of skeletons down in the old nether, as they say. We got mob drops. Throw that in there. And I think we can just jump down and we'll work off the last little bit of this iron sword's durability. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We're getting there, we're getting there. We'll throw those in there. We'll keep the arrows with us just in case. And we only got one bow. One relatively heavily damaged bow at that. So, continue up here. Just eat the rotten flesh. Why not? I might want to keep it just in case we ever do get a dog. But I'm not a huge fan of having anything following me around, so I suppose we shall see. We shall see. Alrighty. We got some dirt. I'll keep the crafting table on. This can't hurt. We got some dirt. We got some dirt. We got some dirt. Keep it on, this won't hurt. Alright, I don't exactly remember where my mine is. I don't think I have a mine per se in space. So maybe we should do that. I don't think it would hurt to actually start gaining some more resources. We got our bedroom, which I do believe we should sleep in to make sure we spawn here. And we got our very low-level enchanting table. So we don't have a cow farm to farm leather, so we can't really get enough how one might say you can't get enough leather to bind into the books, I believe is the correct term. Alright, and here's the nether portal that doesn't lead back here for some very odd reason. I will have to look up how to synchronize that. But I believe we don't really have a good spot for making the entrance of our mine anywhere else, so I suppose this will do. We are what? Y equals 10. So we actually have to go up in order to... Isn't that funny? I find it rather humorous. Maybe you don't, but I do. The fact that we have to... Oh, you know what we could do? Throw that right there. And then we have the grindstone. And this, which is unfortunate that it breaks so quickly. I do have torches on me, thankfully. And I have another iron pick, so I suppose I can continue this. I'm just going to have a very simple, basic, easy mine. We're probably going to do a branch mine where we have one really long tunnel in the center, and then we just have little bits that go on by it. I'm thinking I might want to make this... No, I'll leave it too high. I don't see why I would even bother making it any higher. And we'll make the first 2 branches right here. And then every I think it's... Yeah, so then the next branches would be here. That way you can see these blocks and these blocks. And the next branch would be here. Look, we already found some coal. Perfect. We found some iron. Perfect. More coal. Just gonna do a little bit of chatting, a little bit of mining. So, I don't know about all of you, but at the point where I'm at in my life, I'm going to university still. This is my my 7th semester, my 7th half year, if you'd call it that, of participating in the higher education system. Very interesting noises right there. But I'm finally starting to take some classes that, well, I shouldn't say finally. I've taken a few higher level courses, like more difficult. They expect more. It's kind of more in my area of expertise. And I, personally, if you're wondering what I'm going for, I'm in history. Which I don't know if that is surprising or disappointing to some of you, or who knows, but that's what I'm in for. That's what I signed on for, so here I am. On the road again. No. But I am here just, oh my Lord Almighty. Okay, well, that's interesting. We found ourselves a lava pool with a 1-block high ceiling, it seems. We found some redstone. There's the edge of the pit, finally. I like digging these things out because eventually I will have need of obsidian and all the other kinds of things, so it is nice to know how far these things actually stretch. So I'll dig out a border and kind of make my way through here. Oh, and it seems it links up to a cave. I don't really know if I'd count myself lucky, but I guess it's more common than I would give credit for. I just don't like linking up anything to my... Oh, it's not a cave, it's just a little side area. Nothing to write home about. And once we get closer to the level cap, or the enchantment cap of 30 levels, I'm thinking we will actually make a concerted effort to oh my, 3 deep. We will enchant our diamond pick and we'll kind of move forward with that just to speed everything up, speed up the process. But who knows? Oop, that's not what I wanted at all. Not in the slightest, child. No, no, no. So we'll jump down here. And unfortunately, I have to go up and make a few more picks. I apologize for not being as prepared for this, but it has been a while since I've been on Minecraft. So, we'll make a few. We'll make a few, right? Why not? Why not? Throw those in there. Have ourselves a good amount of iron. And load ourselves up. I'm thinking I should get more torches while I'm here. I don't think it would hurt. Just about do it, I would imagine. We'll throw our, where do we keep the redstone? Do we not have any redstone? Oh yes we do. Okay. I was going to say, I could have sworn we had redstone. We have a potion of instant health. I'm sure we got that from a witch. Head back down. Into the abyss. Ourselves a little bit more experience. And throw some bones. Throw some bones back in there. As you do. Alright, we'll continue on in this direction. This is not at all right. Not at all right, I say. There we go. Oh, and we do not have a shovel on us. Unbelievable. Being so unprepared. Unacceptable. Completely deplorable. We'll continue running with this. I think we can just merge those. There we go, some iron. Very good, very good. Take all of that. I would like some diamonds. That would be just about perfect. But, anyways, back to what I was saying before I lost my train of thought. I apologize. It does happen relatively frequently, much more frequently than I would like to admit. But, so I'm studying history in university, and I'm on my final year, my 4th year, and I'm moving towards what is really a crossroads in my life, where I either choose to continue my academic career beyond simply being an undergraduate, and I go on to earn a master's or a doctorate or something of that nature, or I finish my academic career as it stands. This area looks quite dark. I just don't want anything to spawn. Or I continue, or I cease my studies and I attempt to get a job and try to get employed. At the moment, as it stands, I am not a rich man by any means. I don't really have any money with which to continue my studies. So I've come to the, I don't think I would say I've come to the conclusion. I would much prefer to continue to go on to earn a master's degree and then finally get a doctorate in history, which is the subject that it's really been the only thing I've really loved in my entire academic career past writing. But I always felt that writing was kind of baseless without some kind of purpose to it, and history lends purpose to writing. To prove yourself, to prove your discovery, your theory, to relate to others, the ideas of centuries past, it seems so noble a goal beyond simply just writing for writing's sake. Now, don't get me wrong, I read an absurd amount of fiction in my free time. I find it really helps me kind of relax, kind of just see the world through a different lens, even if that world is one that I will never experience, one that doesn't exist. But I do enjoy reading quite a bit, and reading and writing are tenets of history and historical study, so I consider myself lucky to have such a marriage of skills and pastimes that I would be able to actually find something that I enjoy. I will say, when I first became a student at my college, I was originally here to study education, not history. I was a history concentration major, but I was an education major with a concentration in history. I was going to be a social studies teacher for the high school level, and I thought, oh yeah, that'll be good. I'll go through my undergraduate career. I'll get certified. I'll find a job in my hometown. I'll be a teacher, I'll educate the youth, I'll help everybody, I'll show people the wonders of history like my teachers have done for me. But soon after deciding that was going to be what I wanted to do, it was when I really figured out that it wasn't teaching history that I wanted to do, it was studying history that I really wanted to do. Which is, I don't think it's a natural progression, but I'm not the most patient person on the planet, and I have a very, I put a lot of value on the quality of work, and the kind of things I would have to do and undergo and understand and study and figure out to work in a high school setting where I live in the United States would be far more hassle for something that isn't an ideal career for someone like me. It isn't what I'd like to do. I'd much rather teach at a higher level, being a professor, which you absolutely need a doctorate for. Even with a master's, it's still very difficult to get a job. But with a doctorate, you can, as long as it's certified to a school of reputable value, then I suppose you can really get a job rather easily. I would hope, at least. I know there are plenty of other people who have doctorates in history, who are so learned as I. But I must say, I would love to work in academia, to pit my mind against the minds of others, to share ideas and theories and all these things that really are what change the world at the basis of it. I think that would be just the perfect life, and I would hope that one day I will be able to achieve that. And in achieving that, I will finally have some satisfaction with my career path, rather than doing manual labor for the highway department and just anything, working construction, working landscaping. I've never done anything that's really thought-based. I've done a lot of things based on labor, which I suppose is kind of to be expected early in your career when you're working for supermarkets, pushing carts for 2 years, or being a cashier, or being a janitor. It does get better, folks. I promise. I promise it does get better. There is a tunnel at the end. I mean, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm gonna work my way out of here. Close that off, I suppose. But there is a light at the end of the hope. You just, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is hope. You can be what you want to be. But honestly, in my opinion, that isn't the hard part. Being what you want to be is actually quite easy, as long as you actually want to be it. What I think is the most difficult part is actually finding out what you want to be. That seems to me to be just about the most difficult task that anyone could be given. So, I think I'll sprint down to the end of that tunnel. I don't see why not. But I don't want any of you, my viewers, to lose hope. There is a chance for everybody. Now, if you say, I want to be rich, I want to be a millionaire, that's not a very realistic goal. That's not, I mean, if you really do want to be a millionaire, and you have the ability, and you have the willpower to achieve such an impressive goal, then by all means, dedicate yourself. Don't give in to society. Don't let me, some random guy playing Minecraft poorly, and speaking about my desires, don't let me tell you you can't do that. You can. You can. You might not. It's not guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed anymore. But you can. You could do it. There is always a possibility. And if that's the chance you want to take, if you want to dump yourself into the corporate sphere and you want to try and work your way up to being the CEO of some massive investing firm, then do it. By all means, do it. But if you don't want to take that risk and all you want is money, you want to live comfortably, there are hundreds of thousands of ways you could do that. You can live comfortably doing so many other more achievable things than being an entrepreneur, than being the next pop singer. If you don't care about money, if that's not your motivation, then you can be whatever you want. You can be the next top pop singer. You can go for that. If you're not worried about the money, if you know you'll make it, you'll be able to survive, and you're not going to be depressed or disappointed with not having it all, then you can go out and you can make the choices to try and become the next celebrity, the next big thing. But if you don't think you can handle that risk, that you can handle that how should I say? It's a calculation. And you have to take into account all the possible outcomes. Even if those outcomes don't lead to the thing that you really want. Alrighty. Now here we are in a mine shaft. But you can do it. You can. I'm sorry, I do get distracted. But you can do it. At the end of the day, if that's what you want, if that's what you're willing to dedicate every fiber of your being, every ounce of your soul to, then you can do it. People have done incredibly, seemingly impossible things throughout the ages. I've read about all of them. And one day, if you're truly that fantastic, if you're truly that great, then maybe one day I'll be reading about you. In all the history textbooks. Or maybe I'll be listening to your next album. There's a million different things that could happen. There's a million. But only one of them is what you want. And you have to remember that is not always going to be the case. You cannot only get what you want. You will always get either something more, which you don't want, or something less than what you want. So don't go and ask for the world and expect the world. You have to go take the world and then hold on to it for dear life. Oh, there's a creeper over there. We got some lapis lazuli. Oh, lordy. Apologies, madam. There we are. Quite good, quite good, quite good. Yes. I will take the rails, because why not? They're free. That seems this is the end. Yes, that's where I came from. So, what have we learned today? You can do whatever you want, but you have to make sure you want to do it, and you have to make sure you're willing to cope with not being able to do it. I might never become a doctorate in history. I might never be a great academic like I so want to be. But I'm not going to let that dissuade me. Ow. Cheeky bastard. Oh, I have a bow. I always forget. I always forget. I do. Even though that's really the thing I have going for me now, is that I have a bow and I can shoot things. The murder of every man, woman, and child. I'm sorry, I've been watching a lot of parodies, I should say, of a historical channel, or not a. It's a political channel, but they're parodies about certain episodes of it, and they just crack me up. To be quite honest, I find them hysterical in their just absurdity. But one of the reoccurring phrases in that is the inclusion of a bit that refers to the, I believe it's the Holocaust, which is not really a laughing matter, but I do hope I'm not demonetized for speaking about a parody. But that's just happened to be the murder of every man, woman, and child, of virtually every man, woman, and child, is a line that comes up in pretty much every single one of the parodies that I've watched. Is this the sea? I think this is the sea. I could be wrong. Oh no. This is just another ravine right next to the other ravine, I suppose. Interesting, but this does have a large amount of water. No, it's just a lot of water, I suppose. No, that looks like the ocean, maybe. Yeah, there's the. Is this not the ocean? Oh no. Isn't that interesting? Very interesting. We'll mine ourselves some of this iron. Take what you can, leave what you can't. Come back for it later. Oh, that's not what we want. Not in the slightest. Where did we come from? We came from over here, yes. Beautiful, beautiful. I'll eat some of this. We are up to 27 levels. And I cannot tell for the life of me whether or not this is another section of the mine. No, that's a lava pit. Alright. And it seems we've explored this tiny mine shaft to the best of our ability. It would seem, I would say. So we don't need all this coal. We have plenty of coal. So we'll just make our way back out here. Quickly. Hopefully without suffering any undue deaths. Yes, there we are. There's the hole that I came from. The great hole from whence I came. We'll work our way back down here. Make our way back. Ooh, the game doesn't want to let me sprint. There we are. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I don't know what the issue with that is. I see people doing it all the time, and they jump when there's a too high hallway, and they... Oh, I was going the wrong way, I suppose. Was I? Yes, I must have been. So, I will continue. Oh, I must have ran out into the hallway, and then into the next the perpendicular room. No. No, that's not it. We'll make our way. There we are. There's the hallway. Nope. Not quite. Not quite. Not quite. There's the hallway. Alright. So we'll get back over here. We'll make our way back up to the base. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been the Irish Kaiser. Thank you for listening to me ramble, and hopefully I've inspired you to follow your dreams. Now, it's been a wonderful, wonderful evening with you, and I will bid you all a good night.